Hello surfers, welcome to my channel Inner Envision. My name is Subin and in this channel I try to dissect amazing concepts and bring it across to you. So in today's video I want to urge you guys to just wake up. Wake up. Please wake up. Please wake up from the social engineering that you've been put across from your childhood. Please wake up from the so-called trap of modern slavery that you've been put across by world governments, banks, big companies, and of course the social elite across the globe. I want to urge you guys to wake up from the mental matrix that you've been through from quite some time. There's a lot of things that are happening in the world which you need to look into, and you cannot do that when you're sleeping. So to help you guys deal with that, what I have planned is, I have planned to come up with some concepts, some things that you need to understand. These concepts you will never be taught across in any college, any school, anywhere, because the education systems that were designed were supposed to not teach you all these concepts. So one of the important concepts that I feel like is very, very key is the whole concept of petrodollar. So I would just give you a brief about what it is and how it's going to impact. So we need to be prepared about what is going to happen. So for that we need to understand what petrodollar is. This is a concept I'm sure a lot of people are not aware of. Even I was not aware, but I promise you it is affecting you in your day-to-day life, and it is definitely going to affect you in your future. So to give a brief about petrodollar, I'll give you a little bit of a history. In the year 1945, during the Bretton Woods agreement, it was decided by almost all the countries across the globe that dollar will be considered as a reserve currency, and it will be based on gold standards. With that, what happened was, in the year 1945, dollar started becoming very, very strong. So by the year 1971, once the Vietnam War was about to get over, the French noticed that a lot of spending is happening which was not recorded by America. So their president, they wanted to change the whole standards. So that definitely made US a little worried about the whole concept of dollar, because they thought that dollar is gonna lose its value. So Nixon gave a speech. I'll just want you to just watch this video. It's pretty interesting, wherein he gives a speech about it.
I have directed the Secretary of the Treasury to take the action necessary to defend the dollar against the speculators. I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets, except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interest of monetary stability and in the best interest of the United States.
This was obviously not a temporary suspension.
So that is that. So what happened basically is, Nixon said that he is going to take away the complete gold standards. So the basics of dollar, on which the dollar was based on, gold, he just removed the gold standards. So what happened was, dollar started becoming more and more strong. In the year 1973, you can see in this picture, what happened was basically Nixon had a meeting with the then King of Saudi Arabia, King Faisal. And they struck a deal wherein it was decided that each and every barrel of petroleum that is, I'm not sure whether, okay, I think it has been rectified. So okay, basically what was arrived at was, you know, in 1975 all the OPEC nations decided that they're going to trade their only in dollar. So this made a huge ripple effect, and I don't know how this deal was stuck to. What basically happened was, in the 1975 every country, energy was a very key integral part of their development, and for energy they needed petroleum. Petroleum was in very, and from where can they get dollars? They can get dollars only through United States of America. So basically what they had to do was, they had to export all their resources to US, and in return US will provide dollars, and with those dollars they can buy petroleum. Okay, this was known as the petrodollar, majorly known as petrodollar. And again, one more aspect of it is, all these OPEC nations, they cannot just run their economy just using petroleum. They needed to trade it. They needed to trade their petroleum for resources, and to get resources they needed dollars. So again, even the OPEC nations had to trade their petroleum using dollars. So they had to give petroleum to US so that they can get the dollars. So that was what basically happened. And in this deal, everything was smooth. But the only problem is, since US had already removed the gold standards, what the private Federal Reserves, which control the whole dollar economy, was able to do was, they just started printing dollars. So look at the deal, what is going to happen. All the United States of America needed to do was get a lot of paper, print it, and then voila, you get everything. You get petroleum, you get all the resources required, you get every damn thing that is necessary to run an economy. And then what happened? US economy boomed like anything. Nobody could touch United States of America. They had everything. They almost had n number of US Army force bases across the globe. Their defense budget was more than the defense budget of all the countries combined together. And they became a superpower. It was an economic boom that happened in United States of America. And all they had to do was just print dollars. And they did that, and they did that abundantly. Okay, till now everything is smooth. Okay, US became so big, it became huge. But the problem is, they started attacking other countries who opposed to this whole concept. I can give you simple examples. The best example is Iraq. The Gulf War started in the year 1991, wherein more than 2 million people died. And again, after that, in the year 2000, when Saddam Hussein was in power, he was a dictator, and when he was in the power, he decided that why do we have to trade petroleum in dollar? He saw that, you know, his country had an abundance of petroleum, so why not trade it in their own currencies, or why not trade it in a currency that is not, you know, dollar? So he thought about euro, and then he changed the standards. Immediately in the year 2000, United States of America attacked Iraq. And they said that, you know, Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, all the biological weaponry and all those things. And in that pretext, they just attacked the country and they destroyed the regime. First thing that they did once they reached Iraq was to ensure that the, you know, petroleum transaction status was changed to US dollars. And then there are so many other countries which are victims of this whole concept of petrodollar. Another significant country that we can think about is Libya. You must have heard about the dictator Mr. Gaddafi. He again was a victim of the whole petrodollar concept. Though he was not a very good person, he himself was a dictator who had killed a lot of people. So what happened was Gaddafi had a plan to assimilate all the Afro countries, and he made a currency which had a backup of gold, and he called it dinar, and he wanted to trade petroleum in dinar. And immediately what happened? He was killed. The next country that felt victim for this particular petrodollar concept was none other than Syria. Syria, as we know, it is completely destroyed. Imagine, what is the best way to destroy a country without using weapons? The best way to destroy a country without using weapons is civil war. Just create civil war. You must have heard about ISIS and all those concepts. It's all duality. What I'm fed up with is there are so many concepts that have been propagated across which are based on duality. You see, duality, gender, male, female. There is a friction. Then there is religion. So many religions across the globe. Technical issues. Okay, it has been reconnected. Okay, so now let's come to the present. See, when such a thing happens, it's not that every country will just accept what you're doing. So it's not that I'm not trying to defame US. US is doing good for their country. Of course, every country wants to do good for their country. But again, what happens is, this has gone to a different proportion altogether. What is happening is dollar is losing its value completely, because dollar has come to a place wherein it is completely, the economies are completely based on debts. In the early years, US after the Second World War, 75% of the wealth across the globe was in US, controlled by US. Now, as of now, the United States of America has a debt of close to around 20 trillion US dollars. And then it is increasing every year. That is, each and every year 1 trillion is being added to the debt. So, and it is based on nothing. There is no stability to this currency. And it's just a matter of time when this currency is gonna go. It's gonna fall, and it's gonna fall big time. And it is happening. A lot of huge countries have realized that this petrodollar concept is not gonna work. It is not good for the future. So a lot of people are thinking about, again, the gold standards. You can see Russia, China, they are just accumulating rare metals. They have just started accumulating in such huge quantities. And then what basically is going to happen is this whole concept of petrodollar will definitely fall. It will fall for good. Immediately after that, what is going to happen is the dollar is gonna lose its value. And if you look at the dollar, each and every other currency associated across the globe, which we call as the fiat currencies, they are all based on dollar. Once dollar falls, every other currency is gonna just follow it. Today in this world, banks are ruling. They are just ruling the whole world. And it has got to change. Earlier, at least we had fiat currencies in physical forms, like in cash or in gold. But right now what is happening is there is a lot of digitalization that is happening. Today we don't even have physical currencies. Every economy is trying to make everything digital, and making a fiat currency digital is the biggest blunder according to me. So what I understand and what I feel is that once the dollar collapses, and it is gonna happen this year, What has happened, you guys must have heard about the fall of Dow. It has felt below 1,000 points, and that is huge. That is huge. That has never happened. So many economic crises have happened. 2008 gave us a huge eye-opener, but nobody opened their eyes. It was a huge economic crisis. It was a property bubble that burst, which was just inflated by these banks, by these governments. And then what we got was a crashed economy. Then again they based everything again on this debt system, and then they tried to make another bubble. I promise you, this time it's not going to be just one bubble. It's going to be more than 3 bubbles, including the property bubble and the bonds bubble. And it is going to fall big time. And it is going to fall big time, that you can see in the Dow reports. It's huge. It's huge. The economies are going to crumble. At least the US economy is going to crumble like anything. Now what we need to understand is, I'm not a big supporter of Bitcoin or anything like that, but we need to know what cryptocurrency is. What is an alternative out of it? Once the economy crashes, it's not that you can just depend on your currency or your banks. Things are going to change haywire here and there. You need to understand what is going to happen. What I understand is, rare metals are gonna come big time. All these gold and silver, they're gonna rule the market. I urge you guys to just understand this. If you hold any gold, please hold it tight with you. Do not trade it. If you don't have any silver or anything like that, because a lot of predictions are coming in wherein people are telling that silver is gonna go big time. Silver is gonna go big time. Its rates are very, very less as of now. I feel like though I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that, you have to do your due diligence whatever you are investing on. But what I understand is silver is gonna definitely come up. So the silver prices are gonna soar big time. And again, cryptocurrencies are gonna go big. Right now, Bitcoin or other crypto, I think we got reconnected. Okay, so to end the video, I just wanted to tell you a concept that is very close to my heart, and that is the butterfly effect. As you can see in the picture, it says that it has been said that something as small as the flutter of a butterfly's wing can ultimately cause a typhoon halfway around the world. So basically what it means is, just the flutter of a butterfly's wings, it can create typhoons across the globe. So what I mean to say is, I am doing my part. I understood this concept, and I just want to transform in my small way. Whoever is listening to me, I just want to communicate it to others so people can understand it. A lot of things need to be understood. We don't need a big revolution or anything like that. Small understandings are more than enough. So that's about it. Thank you so much for patiently listening to me. It's been a pleasure. If you like this video, please ensure that you press the like button. And if you have not subscribed to my channel Inner Envision, I would definitely request you guys to please go ahead and click on the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. I would like to bring in some more interesting, more and more eye-opening concepts, which, as the channel says, Inner Envision, which will show a pathway to the inner envision for you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. Have a good night. Thank you.